Hello everybody, Luke Taylor here for another album review, and today's album is 2006 Firewind Allegiance. So with Allegiance, Greek power metal band Firewind introduced their new lineup, which they would keep for several albums in the future, including the singer Apollo Papanasio, and he has a really nice voice, really good quality to it, really enjoyable to listen to for the style of music and for Firewind's writing. And as far as like his voice is just not, it's not the most unique as far as someone like Bruce Dickinson or Rob Halford, but it works really well for Gus G's writing and for this band. And if you're listening to Firewind, it's all about Gus G because this is really his project, and his guitar work on here is phenomenal as always. It's probably not the best album of his as far as like stuff that's just, but pretty much everything he does is like that for me. Everything that he does is really enjoyable to listen to. I think that he just has so much to offer the guitar world and the music world with his guitar playing. And if you are a fan of Gus G or a fan of Firewind, you're going to love this album. As far as the songs go, it's really good. I mean, it's good. It just doesn't have as much memorable material as some other albums. That said, it does have a bigger sound. It has a really well produced, really fat sound, and there's some songs on there that exemplify that really well. One of them being Falling to Pieces. And since Firewind is really a project for Gus G to release his musical fury upon the world, Falling to Pieces is a great example of how that can be achieved through making great songs. And it's one thing to listen to track after track of just amazing shredding, but to write really amazing songs like Falling to Pieces. I'll even have a link to the official video below. It just shows me what this band is capable of in songs like this, and in later albums they have just some really incredible songs. But Falling to Pieces is the kind of thing that makes you love power metal, and it's just a fantastic song. So I think if the whole album sounded more like Falling to Pieces, it would be a lot better. But that said, I mean, when you have new members and stuff like that, and someone like Gus G balancing a lot of projects, there's just so much going on. And I do think that this is a good album, but this is also an album that might have been rushed a little bit. I don't know. I know it took a couple of years, so there might have been other things going on and stuff like that, and getting new members and touring, and there's a lot that goes on. It's very difficult to make an album. But when you write really good songs, those songs will last forever. So I'm very thankful for Falling to Pieces. And another song I'm really thankful for is Before the Storm. So Before the Storm is just one of those pieces that I think future generations will look back and say Gus G was amazing. And he kind of shows his influences in this piece. He reminds me of David Gilmour a little bit. There's like some Michael Schenker influences. There's just like some Peter Frampton as well. I know that he's a huge fan of these more soulful players. And he probably is known to a lot of, Guitar Hero fans as a guy who plays fast, a guy who plays with Ozzy, a guy who can just play blazingly fast and incredible legato runs and cool stuff like that. But he phrases so well, and this album really shows it that he has a lot to say musically, and he just lets it out. So if you want to know what Gus G is all about and you don't want just more shredding, listen to Before the Storm, and just you just feel this kind of like this story brewing and this kind of emotion, and just the fact that you have a guy that grew up in Greece and had these different outside influences, and I feel really that he has a lot of his own unique music that he's bringing to the table. I think the thing is too is where you grow up is very much influencing your playing all the time, maybe even subliminally. And I really think like there's a certain kind of unique thing that he's doing when he plays a song like Before the Storm. I don't hear that in anyone else. I can hear his influences musically, but I feel that he's doing something incredibly unique. And every time he picks up the guitar, I think something special happens. Whenever I listen to this sort of era of Gus G, and you can talk about like signature equipment, like his signature ESP with the flame top guitar with the flame inlays. It just brings me back to the era when I got his instructional DVD, and so it's kind of a special time for me. I feel that this kind of era of Firewind and Gus G music is very special to me because I sat on a stool for years and just practiced the stuff on his DVD over and over again, and he taught me a lot, and he's always been amazing. But looking back over his career, you know, this is from 2006. He's grown so much as a musician, but he's always kept increasing in what he's doing and being himself, which is really, really cool. And for me to learn a lot from him in my early 20s, and you know, now I'm 30 at the time of filming this, to learn so much from him and to kind of grow with him, it's really cool because I know that he's, you know, sky's the limit for him. He is an unstoppable powerhouse, and albums like this show it because he just keeps pushing out stuff like left and right. It's just incredible, all the music that he's doing and the touring he's doing, but it's the way he sounds too. I think it's really, really memorable. So when you listen to this album, again, I mean, the band is very good, and it's this new lineup that they had for several albums, you know, with Apollo and with Mark Cross on the drums. This one has some really great leads from Bob Katsiotis as well, and I know those two kind of have like this, they have this cool like back and forth that they'll do in songs. It reminds me a bit of Yngwie Malmsteen and Jens Johansson when they used to have their like back and forth dueling solos and stuff, and it's just really, really cool to hear that. But every special moment on this album is courtesy of Gus G's amazing guitar playing. There is a lot of good production on this album. I mean, it does sound really big. It sounds really fat compared to the last album. I mean, it has a really nice glossy quality to it. There's one song, Breaking the Silence, featuring Tara. And when I first heard this, I really thought it was Shakira, which is kind of strange because I don't think Shakira's kind of whole vocal range and style really fits power metal very well. But to me, Tara really sounds like that, and it's not like Elise Reed or like a Sharon Den Adele or someone who has like a really great range and style and flavor for power metal. But I do really like collaborations, so it's cool to have it on here. But Gus G's solo albums where there's guest singers, that to me showcases a lot of different singing in a better way than this album does, and it just feels a little incongruent. But I don't know. I think you know, maybe other people enjoy that song better than me, but I don't know. It just doesn't work as well as I think it could with perhaps a singer who's more who's just a better fit for the power metal genre. In conclusion, you know, the drums sound great. Mark Cross is really banging away on the kit. He has a really cool style that fits this band well. Cool leads from Bob Katsiotis as well. Apollo's voice is nice. There's tons of songs that are just really good, and it's a solid album. It's a solid album. But Gus G is always the star, and he's going to be the star, and it's just really a joy to listen to him and to go back to this record and listen to it, you know, because it's kind of nostalgic, and I really enjoy listening to it again, just to review it for you guys and to let you know what I think. And again, please check out if you don't know the band or you don't know the song, please check out the video for Falling to Pieces. And my rating for this album is...
Wedge.
What do you guys think? Please let me know what you think. Click the box, click the bell, and I will see you later.